Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mediocre Reviews and Awesome Brews. I'm your host Tony, and this is the first review I've done in almost a month, actually about 3 weeks, and I've not even had any time to even have a beer to enjoy in those 3 weeks. Work's been super crazy, home life's been a little crazy, you know, having a newborn, so going to be a little rusty. Well, today I'm going to do the Dieu Du Ciel's Aphrodite. It's a stout brewed with real cacao beans and vanilla beans. Comes in at 6.5% ABV. I've been looking for this beer for quite a while. Just found it about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Or no, it was a week ago. And past 3 or 4 weeks I've been accruing beer and accruing beer. I've not had time to enjoy any, let alone or not had any time to do any reviews, let alone enjoy any. Finally found it, and there were 3 on the shelf. That's all they had in stock. And I usually leave, you know, I might buy 1 or 2 and leave the rest for somebody else to enjoy. But I've been looking for this forever. Heard it was super, super good, and I bought all 3. So I was a little selfish there and greedy. But hey, the side label says, Aphrodite is a black ale expressing aromas and flavors of vanilla, dark chocolate, and roasted malt. The vanilla and cacao marry nicely without competing with each other to produce a surprisingly well-balanced beer. The beer is mildly hoppy, but the cacao introduces a touch of bitterness. Never too sweet, this highly appreciated dessert beer is brewed with first-rate cacao and vanilla beans. Sounds really good. These are twist-off caps, but I think they might be glued on because some of them are pretty hard to pop off, so I'm just going to use a bottle opener. Wow, super black, about a finger's worth of kind of a tan colored head. Very, very tight bubbles. And there's some bubbles sticking to the glass on this side here. Extremely dark, no light getting through it. Let's go ahead and get a nose on it. We got a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coffee. Yeah, I'm getting kind of a almost like a bourbon sort of aroma. Smells really good. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is an unfiltered beer. I was actually surprised. I don't know. I was surprised I didn't get much more of a head on it than what I did. It's only 6.5% ABV. Well, I didn't quite pour it as aggressively as I had intended to. But anyways, let's go ahead and get a taste on it. Cheers. Wow. I'm definitely getting, it's more of a cocoa sort of flavor in there. A little bit of coffee, some bitter sweetness, like a nice dark chocolate sort of bitter sweetness. I am getting hints of bourbon in the flavor, just like what I got in the nose. There is a slight hop presence in there. Very, very subdued hop presence. Wow. But that cocoa flavor, that dark sweet bitterness kind of hangs on the back of the tongue there. Wow, this is almost like a chocolate stout that's been aged in a bourbon barrel, because I'm getting notes of bourbon in there. Not so much vanilla, but those vanilla-esque tones from the oak barrel. But I mean, the bourbon flavor itself isn't as pronounced as what it would be if you were to age a chocolate stout in a bourbon barrel. Hey, that's an idea. Anybody done that yet? Oh, come to think of it, Founders does that. Just they take their breakfast stout, which is a chocolate coffee stout, chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. Then they age it in bourbon barrels. They get their KBS or Kentucky breakfast stout, which I've never had. I always look for it when it comes out, and it's always gone. And I even asked the guy to save some for me, and never happens. Oh well. Oh man, this is awesome. Kind of feel bad for buying every bottle on the shelf, completely buying them out. I know there's only 3 bottles, but man, I tell you what, this is awesome beer. And this has been sent out for maybe 25-30 minutes, so really don't think it's going to develop much more flavor wise. Reason it had already been sitting out that long was because set it out, was getting ready to do the review. This, that, and 3,000 other things popped up. I was like, ah! So I had to take care of those before I could sit down and do a review. Well, I could have did the review first, but I would have gotten in trouble with the missus. So, hey, excellent beer. Wow. I mean, from my first beer in about 3 weeks, man, this is stellar. Really glad of all the beers that I've accrued over the past few weeks. I'm glad I picked this one to review first. Whew, man. You know what? I'm getting a little bit more of a coffee bitterness now on the finish. And it's mingling really well with that bittersweet chocolate flavor also. And the mouthfeel on this is very creamy. It's almost sort of like a milkshake, not as thick as a milkshake, but that creamy texture kind of coats your tongue and your throat on the way down. Super yummy. Scale of 1 to 10, it might be a little skewed because this is the first beer I've had in 3 weeks, but I tell you what, this is absolutely stellar. If you could find this beer, it's Dieu Du Ciel's Aphrodite. I believe it was originally called Aphrodisiac, but they had to censor it to bring it over here, so the story goes. Man, this is a phenomenal beer. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 10. This is absolutely the best chocolate stout I've ever had. Best vanilla stout I ever had. Wow. You know what? It's the only vanilla stout I've ever had. Saranac makes a vanilla stout, but it came in a seasonal sampler pack with 4 or 5 other beers, and they were all IPAs. I'm not a huge IPA guy. I didn't want to buy a sampler pack just for two beers. But wow, I do love Breckenridge's Vanilla Porter. Very similar flavor qualities in it. The chocolate flavor in the Vanilla Porter isn't as pronounced as the vanilla flavor. This is pretty well balanced. There's a little bit more chocolate flavor in it in the Aphrodite. Then there's vanilla, and it's more of a sort of a bourbon-esque vanilla sort of tone. Note, bourbon-esque note, I should say. Super great beer. 10 out of 10. If you can find it anywhere, definitely pick it up. I think I might session these. That's how super yummy this is. Wow. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please comment. I really appreciate all the comments. Keith over Keith's Beer Reviews, I'm really super glad you got the beers. Everything was intact. And I know I was a little crazy with the wrapping, but I wanted to make sure everything got there to you. And I really look forward to what you're going to send me. I know you're keeping it a secret. Man, I really appreciate this, and hopefully this is going to be Just the first in many beer trades. Really, really looking forward to it. A little bit of a hypocrite, but you know, you don't like surprises, but you're gonna surprise me. Hey, that's cool. I appreciate whatever you get me. Really, really looking forward to it. Cheers, guys. Especially you, Keith. Thanks. I'm gonna sip on this a little bit longer. Super awesome beer. I can't justify chugging this. Thanks again, guys. Cheers.